If you have a million different ideas and are struggling to choose the right one, or if you have a pile of manuscripts that you can't seem to finish, then this video is for you. This indecisiveness is the writer equivalent of shiny object syndrome, where you jump from idea to idea and can't seem to choose the right idea for your book. Essentially, you're stuck in the land of indecision. I understand exactly how this feels. As a writer, I too have suffered from shiny object syndrome, especially when it comes to choosing an idea for a book. Or the classic thing that I used to do was I used to abandon writing projects in favour of bigger, better, shinier, newer things. And over the years of my writing journey, I've managed to go from shiny object syndrome to reaching a place where I've finished 2 manuscripts that I'm excited to publish, and they're in a genre that I adore, so I want to keep writing other books in that genre, in that series. So in this video, I wanted to share with you my #1 tip for choosing the right idea for your book. This is the part of the publication process that I've seen many writers overthink. Many aspiring authors fall into the trap of writing the story they think they should write, or writing the story that their family and friends seem to like the most. Instead of choosing one of these 2 options, I recommend that you choose the idea that you can't stop thinking about. It's not enough for you to like a story. You really do need to love it. It's like falling in love. You know what it's like. I've been guilty of this. When you fall in love, you can't seem to stop talking about someone, and you find yourself steering everyday conversations so you can talk about your new love interest. And because you're so sort of in love and you're quite passionate about that person, you don't notice your family and friends rolling their eyes thinking, oh, not again. And this is how you need to feel about your story. So right now you're probably thinking, why do I need to love a story idea this much before I start writing it? The path of publishing your first book will be long and difficult. There will always be obstacles that sort of pop up along the way, and other things that sort of happen that you don't expect, and these things will make the publication process a little longer. So in light of this, you need to choose the idea that you're so passionate about, that interests you the most, that will take you through these difficult moments. Those moments even when you sort of start doubting yourself and you start feeling like you're the worst writer on earth. Trust me, those days will come. One moment you'll be thinking your story's great, and the next you'll be crying over how bad your prose sound, or the fact that your story is full of plot holes. If you choose a story that you're passionate about and that you can't stop thinking about it, then this will make the publication process a little easier than if you were to simply write for market. On a side note, there's nothing wrong with writing to market, but if you are writing in this way, then you're essentially treating writing as a job. But this isn't really what I'm about. In saying this, it is important for you to have an audience and for you to be writing in a genre that has demand, i.e., there are a lot of people who want to read more of that content. That's always a good sign that your book might be profitable. But for me, it's more important for me to love what I'm writing. That's why I left my day job. It's to pursue something I love. And this is why it's so important for me to write what I love. So choose that writing idea that you can't seem to get out of your head. That writing idea that when you sort of think about it, you can't stop yourself from writing. When I first started writing the first draft of my James Lalonde novel, Immunity, I went from sort of writing a brief synopsis, and then I sort of dove into creating character profiles, and then from there I sort of started getting ideas for scenes, and then I just did a complete scene outline. I ended up with about 90 scenes, and this is all in the one evening, and then it was sort of around 11 p.m. and I started writing the first draft. I literally couldn't stop myself from writing those first few words, and at the end of that week I wrote my first 11,000 words. And I'm not saying that choosing an idea I was passionate about made it, super easy and I finished my first draft in a matter of weeks. That did not happen. Just like everyone else, I made, first time writer mistakes. Like, it took me forever to develop the habit of writing daily, and that's key. The other thing I did was I made the mistake of distracting myself with research. I would reach a point in my novel, instead of writing X or just sort of putting some type of note to go back and sort of do that later, I would distract myself with research. And the other thing is I obsessed over writing the first draft, which is ridiculous because that's what we all know, that's what editing's for. Editing is perfecting what you've already written. That's the point of writing the first draft. And so yeah, it wasn't all smooth sailing. Choosing an idea I was passionate about is what made me keep coming back to writing Immunity, even when it was difficult, even when I was really slacking off and I wasn't developing, you know, the habit of writing, because I really loved the characters and I was passionate about the message behind my story. This is what made the difference. So this is why I'm saying to you to choose an idea that you're passionate about, that you can't stop talking about, because that's what's going to get you through the tough times. It's going to make the difference between, you know, just another manuscript that you haven't finished and finally finishing that first draft. Trust me, when you get to that place where you finish a first draft, it's such a good feeling. It's sort of almost hard to describe. It's like you finally finished. And that's exactly how I felt when I wrote those final words in Immunity. I was like, oh, done. I was so excited. A little bit overexcited. So this is the reason why I sort of say to choose the idea you're passionate about, is because it's the only reason why I finished Immunity in silence, because I really loved the characters and the storylines that I'd chosen. In the comments section below, let me know what actionable step you're going to take this week to help you choose the right idea for your book. If you love this video, then give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, remember to subscribe to get notified for more videos like this one. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take one, the only take. Right then, he agrees. I'm a dog. Still on now. Bye. Hi Ben. Take 3. One. Simply put, the path to publication. I've done it again. Simply put, the path to publishing your first book is long and difficult. Kind of like filming this video.